Oh, what? Wait.
Welcome back to Be Inspired. We are so excited. I am just fired up today to be able to be here with one of my wonderful friends, Peymaneh Rothstein. I have a long history with her. I've known her for quite some time, and I cannot say enough wonderful things about her. I'm so happy that you're here. She's a mom. She's an entrepreneur, a filmmaker, a producer, and she has a huge loving heart. She's a philanthropist. One of the things that I love the most about her, though, is that she is a true great friend. She is the person that she'll always tell you the truth, and she will always include you in the things that she finds benefit with. And so I am so grateful to have her as a friend and also be able to share this time with her and interview her for Be Inspired. So welcome, love.
I love you, Gillian. Thank you so much for having me. How could I say no to you? I mean, your passion and commitment to making a difference, it's so inspiring, my love. And it's absolute honor to be a part of anything you do. So thank you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. That's a huge honor coming from you, my dear. I just want to get it right into it. I want to ask you a couple of questions because I know that people want to hear from you. They want to hear what your story is, how you came to be such a fabulous entrepreneur. So one of the things I appreciate most about you, and maybe you can just kind of give everyone a little bit about you, how you got to become an entrepreneur, and then maybe, some of how you feel like you've excelled along the way with some of the relationships that you've built.
So I'm going to give it precise and what's so about it, because I want to just get to the point. So my life began when I was 17 and I did this course called Landmark Forum by Landmark Education. Mm-hmm. And everything in my life that led up to me not wanting anything to do with life or being miserable and unhappy, because, life happens. I mean, I don't know about you, but I definitely did not have the nicest childhood. As a matter of fact, my parents were too busy fighting. We lived in Iran and there was bombing. I mean, by the time I was 17, I was done seeing life. So when I did Landmark and I felt, wow, like a new life and a reborn, like literally felt like being reborn, then my life became about wanting to share that with others. So really, my life's calling is contributing to others. And as a result, I've been so blessed by being blessed, because that's just how universe works. When you want to help others and you want to give and you start doing that, it just comes back tenfold. Does that answer your question a little?
So true. And I mean, do you feel like that giving to other people, and you do it on so many levels, you have so many organizations that you give to, you do events at your home all the time. Do you feel like that ability to give to others, you feel like that might be your secret in business? Because you've had so much success as well.
Okay, no, that's a part of it. But the biggest one is this: integrity.
Yeah.
I don't mean like don't lie when you write a check, have money in the account, but I mean the kind of integrity where you love yourself and you are willing to live a fulfilled life. That level of integrity, doing what you love. Most people go through life doing things they don't like, being in relationships they don't want to be, and that is like an integrity issue. If you are in a relationship that's miserable and you're not doing anything about it except complaining, well, where's the integrity in that, right? So to me, it's having the level of integrity to say, you know what? I'm not happy here. This is not working. And then having a vision big enough that scares you and inspires you to want to be your best and your highest.
I love that. It's so huge because I agree with you. So many people out there, it feels like they're living an incongruent life. There's, they're not able to do this. They know this is what they want to do, but they aren't able to, or they can't because of X. And so going after what you want, it almost has become a rarity in our world. And so that's why when you see people who are doing that, we want to celebrate them. We want to lift them up and go, how did you do it? Oh, I just followed my path. I followed what my heart told me to do. You know, I came from medicine. You know, I had so many people that told me, why would you ever leave the security of medicine to become an entrepreneur? Because I don't want to be in medicine anymore. And it was like integrity, you know? And I think that's huge. You know, how do you, because so many people, you know, so many people are leaving their jobs this last, you know, 6 months, a year, millions and millions of people left and right. And let me ask you, why do you think that is? Why do you think people are doing that?
I think because of COVID was an era where people had to deal with the unknown of, I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. Should I get COVID? Right? So there was a lot of fear, unknown, and it kind of woke up people to, whoa, I have an opportunity to live a life. So as a result of it, people started questioning, okay, well, what is my life going to be about? If I have this opportunity of living a life and being alive, what do I want my life to be about for? At least that's what I think is what happened.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, they're just kind of reassessing and taking a real hard look at, what do I want my future to be? You know, and a lot of, I think, especially women, a lot of women had to leave their jobs because they couldn't work from home. You know, I'm grateful we're in a position. I mean, Peymaneh is a business owner. She's got child care centers in, you know, multiple states, right? I think you have like 10, 20 of them. I mean, I can't even remember how many, but
it's
you could work from home. Virginia.
Well, it's in Virginia, and I live in LA. So parts of it is, I mean, we service about 6 hospitals out in Richmond. And we're launching a new program for autistic children and bringing ABA services into different childcare centers nationwide. So it's beyond my childcare center now.
Wow, that's amazing. And I know that you're working with Troy Beyer on some of these things, also with Mindology Fitness, and just bring the whole person, you know what I mean? Like taking care of, because a huge part of this pandemic has been the mental illness side of things. And, you know, I didn't plan to get on that side of the topic, but I feel like there's so much that we need to understand more, and we need to be able to help and serve in those areas. I want to connect you with a couple of my good friends who are really working they have a podcast called Just Two Dads, where they talk about the, you know, different people, not just the parents, you know, family members, resources, doctors, all of these people who help in the special needs community, you know? So I think that would be really great. I'm kind of curious for you, just as an entrepreneur, how do you feel like people can reinvent themselves in this era? You know, how are you maybe reinventing yourself, you and Iman, and the businesses that you are running together? How are you reinventing yourself? And what do you think other people can do to do the same thing?
Well, there are many ways of reinventing oneself, only if one is open and willing. So I always tell people, if you're open and willing, it will be right in front of you. But if you're not open and willing, the opportunity is going to come, people are going to talk about it, and boom, it's gone. So with that being said, Landmark Education, it's so funny, Landmark Education just opened up, and I've been referring people to do Landmark because that's one of the most effective ways that I know. But it's also reuniting oneself with their goals in life, right? Like a lot of people say, oh, I want to look good, I want to feel good. Well, the truth is you need to create a game plan that inspires you, that like you have to have a reason in order to want to even reinvent. You see what I mean? Reason, goal, purpose. One of the things I've noticed more recently in my life is that when people don't have a purpose or a goal, they are dead people walking around. Okay? So I think the first key to, even before being open and willing, is that you are willing to have goals and purposes, because I mean, I don't understand how
Yeah.
people go through life without goals and purposes, but that's just what so. And listen, they could be minor things. They could be, I want to be a happy mom. It could be a simple thing for moms that are at home. I want to be a happy mom. I'm just sick and tired of being this mom that's always nagging. That right there is a goal.
Absolutely.
Happy mom. I want to be the best CEO. I actually have a game plan in my business. It's new. How many of my staff can I inspire and take to the next level of promotion? How much further can I push them up the ladder? That's my new game plan. And it's been amazing.
Awesome. That's awesome, because that is a spirit-driven leader, somebody who inspires others to be better, right? And that is huge. Okay, so I'm gonna like switch gears for just a second, just to kind of break things up. So I like to do this little thing where we do kind of this or that. So, and I think I know some of these because I know you well, but I don't think everybody else does. So, would you rather have a trip to the city or a trip to the beach?
Are you kidding me? The beach.
You know, some people are history buffs, right? Okay, so beach for sure. Now, and I was wondering about this when I put this question together. So, would you prefer sweats at home or dress for a night out?
Darling, are you kidding? Dress up, go out. I just turned 45, so
Oh my gosh.
for me, I have a new transformation, like new beginnings. My kids are a little older. I want to go out, baby.
Yes, I'm with you.
Or
I'm
because
absolutely
we were
with you.
so cooped up in the house for like a year and a half.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Every opportunity. I think you invited me to an event and I was like, oh yes, I want to go in person. Yes, I'll be there for sure. I was like, I don't care if I have to drive 2 hours. It's totally fine.
Aww. And I was so happy to see you at our fundraiser. Thank you, my love.
It was wonderful. If you ever get the privilege of being invited to one of Peymaneh's parties, like you will have a wonderful time. Always. It's always a massive spread. There's always incredible people there. They always completely outdo themselves. Okay, I have one more. So romantic comedy or drama?
Definitely comedy. I love to laugh.
Yes. Yes. One thing that you told me the last time that I interviewed you, one thing that you said that really stuck with me is that you said you read a book, or I don't know if it was after the landmark class, you said, I want to have a great day every day. Every day. And people would say to you, like, you can't have a great day every day. Why not? And so, you know, I want to know, like, what is your mindset day to day so that you can share that with people. And I'm going to ask you a couple other questions, but your mindset day to day, how do you get up and, you know, handle some of the adversity that you've dealt with? You've had so much, you know, like all of us have, but you know, you've been very open. That's the thing that one of the things I've loved about you from the beginning is you've been a really open personality where you will share with people what your experience has been, good or bad. So what is your mindset day to day when you're looking at just overcoming some of those things and making it a great day?
So here's the thing. Attitude is everything. Our perception is everything. And then there is the science true fact that human beings, we get about 1 million thoughts a day. There's actually a scientific proof. So the thoughts are going to come in. So my belief is this, or the way I live my life is this. Either I'm going to be the victim of my thoughts, or I will dictate what my thoughts are going to do and be. So I rather be in charge of my experiences to the best that I can. And how I do that is when I open my eyes in the morning, I actually take a minute and go through all the beautiful things I'm grateful in my life, and just take a moment and feel the juice of my life. And that's even when my partner was in the hospital battling with cancer.
Unbelievable.
I would cry, but I would see the goodness of it, right? The goodness is I knew we were going to come at the end of it with a much stronger love and partnership. I still had my beautiful children. I still was the CEO of my business where people needed me to be great. So that alone, just going through all the things I'm grateful for. And then I get out of bed with this just passion, right? Passion for living and experiencing the juicy moments of your life. By the way, I just created the juicy moments. I just think.
I love it.
I know, me too. I believe that if you're present to your life, you have a lot of juicy moments. I just believe that. Like when I pick up my 9-year-old daughter from school and I see her beautiful eyes and I get to go kiss her on her cheek because I'm so present, I'm just like, oh, yummylicious. You know, so those are
Yeah.
amazing moments that you can create, but it's all in your attitude. And attitude is not an
100%.
accident. It's a commitment. And on that note, there's a book I absolutely love, which is called, I'm mixing two books together, Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits. I am sharing this book with my staff. I'm also assisting with some different organizations. And this is one book I recommend to everyone because it's so basic, but it brings everything we do into our life, into like be able to see what you're doing and how you can be in charge of everything in your life by simply
100%.
implementing habits. So for me, it's a habit. Before I get out of the bed, I have the habit of getting present to how extraordinary and magical my life is. And by the way, it could be a simple thing like, I can't wait to have a sip of my coffee that I love.
Mm-hmm.
I let myself get excited for simple things. Simple things.
I love it. But it's so clear your passion and energy for life is the thing that draws people to you, because that's not the norm, And so you said so much there about being present, appreciating that moment and being able to be thankful and grateful for every single thing we have. A lot of times people are like, oh, that's hokey. That's that personal development stuff. But that's what makes a happy life. That's why you have so much that you share with so many other people, and why people are drawn to you. It's why I was drawn to you. I remember being on the soccer field because our daughters used to play soccer together, and hearing this amazing voice, right? Hearing this amazing voice from like down the field. I'm like, who is she? Oh my gosh. I used to see her at practice because I didn't really, I'm an introvert by nature, even if people don't believe that about me. But that passion and energy, it draws people to you. So I have another question, and it's kind of, I want to segue, because your passion and energy for sharing ideas, sharing new concepts with people is really huge. And, I love people who are successful. They tend to be very open. They're very open to ideas. They're very open to new things. And so, I'm in the financial realm. And so I wanted to ask you, what do you think is what is that role of being more financially educated and understanding some of those concepts that can help you lead to becoming a better entrepreneur? And I kind of want to get an idea of your thoughts on that, because I know we've kind of been a little bit through that journey as well.
So what's the exact question?
So Sorry. What do you think, what role do you think financial education and understanding your money better will help newer entrepreneurs as they're coming up?
This is a brilliant question, because here's the thing. Most people, I was one of them, I would be terrified when it came to numbers. I'm like, this is Chinese to me. I don't know the numbers. And it took me a while over the years to fall in love with numbers. Okay. So it's just, I would say number one, everybody should get educated in numbers. If you are avoiding it, or anything in your life, actually, let me go a little bit higher. Anything in your life you're avoiding, it's the very reason to go study, learn, and master. Because you don't want, if you want to be successful in life, you cannot go through life avoiding things. And the scarier they are, the more unknown they are, the more they make you feel like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. It's why you should do it. I was one of those people that I did not even want to balance my checkbook. I hated balancing my checkbook. I'm like, I don't want to do this for whatever reason, right? And then when I started learning about, profit and loss statement and how I can be empowered by knowing what we're spending in our business and what results are we getting, it gave me a lot more joy and empowerment to make better decisions. So, and as a result, I actually manifest more money in my business because I see numbers and I'm like, ooh, listen, if we up our supply and insurance fee, let's say by $5, 5 times, this many children will give us this much money, and we can spend that money on giving bonuses to our staff. So I always look at how every dollar is going to go, how far, and the difference it's going to make.
Yes.
And of course, because of it, I have a new concept. I'm going to throw this out. One of my new games is, how can I make my $1 work for me 2 to 3 different ways?
That's huge.
How can I have that $1 that I'm about to spend on this create something bigger? So my recent fundraiser was a perfect example. I am dying to have parties, right? I want to have parties. So I was going to do a party no matter what, because I was going to spend that money. I was going to have a party. But then I thought to myself, let me get this. If I spend this money to throw this amazing party and I sell tickets at the door for Unstoppable Foundation, where everybody's directly giving money to Unstoppable, we will be saving children's lives. And we raised 18,000 in one evening.
That's amazing.
You see, my $1 just worked in different ways. And it gave me tremendous joy. It brought so many people together. And that night, one of my guests was so inspired, introduced us to somebody else. And now we're having more magic happen in our lives because of a simple introduction. So that $1, I would say, was spent in many different goodness ways.
You know, it's funny because that question really just, the answer that you just gave really kind of ties into the next question, which is, how has philanthropy changed your life? Aww. And so, but that's literally the manifestation of, you know, how to think bigger, but how to also be able to make a difference for others at the same time. And it's just, you know, I'm grateful, honestly. I have one more this or that, and then I'm going to ask you one last question, and then we'll get you out of here, because I appreciate your time.
You want me to answer that? You want me to answer the philanthropy giving? You want
absolutely.
Great. All right, my love. So here's the thing. Thank God I was one of those people, okay, that never felt scarcity, even when I did not have money. To me, scarcity is a feeling that is generated from fear, right? So if you don't have fear, if you trust in universe, if you trust that God gave you a life and will make sure to always be provided for you, and as long as you know, as a person, you'll be in action, you'll be there to take opportunities, and you're going to be present in your life, then you have nothing to fear about, right? The money will come because the opportunity will come. You'll take the opportunity, the money will arrive. So I've always had this sense of just peace, right? Peace to know that I'm going to be okay and well. But then there's a level after that, right? The level after that is abundance. I want abundance for me, and I want abundance for the world, right? So when you go to that level of I want abundance, not just for me, but for the world, you're opening yourself up to what? Receiving, because you want to receive, because you know at the end of the day, you want more to give more. I'm one of those people that I love giving joy, giving gifts. Like back then when I was a student, I didn't have a lot of money. It didn't matter. When I went to the market, to the store, and I saw a pen I loved, I was one of those people that I had to get it for my best friend, because I wanted my best friend to have the pen that I love. I'm that kind of person. So if you're somebody who's not like that, I encourage you to start small by wanting to give on a smaller scale to people, because you just want to give and make them happy, right? So you can start there. So for me, as I got older, and really, I really mean this, like older, I realized what this whole thing meant. And when I started giving on a bigger scale, oh my God, the abundance from universe, the gifts was so much bigger that I could have even imagined.
Wow.
And I wasn't giving because I knew about this thing. There's actually the laws of universe now. I didn't know all of these things back then when I just found love in giving. So, but giving and receiving, it's just one.
It's just who you are. That's the thing. You know, when you learned about philanthropy and that concept, but it's just, you are that giving person. And that's why you're so amazing and such a joy to work with, you know, and know. But how do you feel? Well, I'll ask you this other one. So yoga or cardio?
Well, I just started yoga today, so of course I'm going to say yoga. I
did
my
yoga. Okay.
Since COVID. Oh, it was the best day. I know
we used to go to hot yoga together for a little bit. That was fun. That was fun. I missed
you. I was there this morning.
That would be good. It killed me a couple of times. I was like, this is just so hot here. What about champagne or wine?
Champagne.
Okay.
Because I like bubbles. I mean, if you're gonna have it,
I like it.
I like
it. Well, we just moved out close to a bunch of wineries. So Jason was like, I'm gonna get you a membership over there. I'm like, that sounds like a great idea. I think that's fantastic. Okay, so last question, and you are amazing. I'm so grateful that we did this together, and just your mindset is exactly what I want to almost copy it into some of the people that I work with, and really get people to understand, you know, what it takes. That mindset is what will make you a multi-millionaire, and not just you, but for others, to be able to do that for others. So that's huge. So how do you feel like, you know, female entrepreneurs and male entrepreneurs, obviously, but you're a female entrepreneur, how can they level up their game now? How can they look at today's world and level up their game so that they can have success?
Okay, so the mindset needs to be how much more, okay, let me go back for a second. So the mindset cannot be, I'm not a should person, but I'm going to put it in this way. Cannot be how much more can I get out of you? It cannot. That just does not work. Okay. It needs to be like, how much more fulfillment can I bring to your life? How much more benefit can I add to your life? What can I do for you? Okay. Because here's the thing. People work, yes, because they have to. But people are not going to put up with BS, not in today's world. They know they can go get a job somewhere else, right? Or they rather sit home and collect unemployment.
Right.
During pandemic, I had to put people, I had to throw them off the center, say, go rest. You're collecting unemployment. Go, you don't need to work. Like, nope, Miss Pay, we need to come to work. We love it here. I cannot not come to work here every day. I'm like, I couldn't get them to leave, right? So I was one of the very few childcare centers that did not have an issue with either overturn or being short-staffed, even still today. So, and again, a reason of it is because I genuinely love the people that work with me. I recognize that I'm nothing with the people around me. Like if I ever become egoistic and think like, oh, I got this amazing company. My company is only as amazing as it is because of the people in it.
Right. So
your focus needs to be on others. And then it's a genuine love, genuine care. And you know what, Willie, life is so short. Why don't you want it to be anything less than genuine and magical and amazing?
I love it. And that's huge. Just bringing that value to others, being something that they need, will ultimately get all of us where we want to be, you know? So, you know, this has just been such a fun time. You know, I love hearing your mindset, you know, how to not be the victim, but to become victorious, how to, you know, have that abundant mindset, how to be joyful and have gratitude in every moment so that passion and energy can be your life too. So I just appreciate you so much, Pey. Honestly, you're just a diamond in the rough, but you are this diamond that just continues to grow and shine for so many other people. So I'm really excited. So,
my darling, you're the exact same. And I love your energy. I love your light. And thank you for your huge heart and commitment to making a difference.
Thank you. I'm glad that we could do this together. Everybody, Thank you so much. We're going to do more and more of these. Be inspired for a great life, everybody. Take care. Good day.
Ciao. Bye.